Welcome. This video is about how to bounce back from a loss. There are 5 practical steps that you need to take in order to bounce back from defeat, rejection, or any errors that happen in your life. To find out what they are, please stay tuned to this video. Welcome to the SCG Show, the home of education entertainment. And if you are new here, welcome to the channel. Please don't forget to hit the like button, please subscribe, and also hit the bell notification so you do not miss any of these videos. It's so easy to give in, yet so difficult to give up. Life is full of ups and downs, ebbs and flows. You really need to trust me on this. Social media and fake smiles hide the real pain people may be suffering, especially from a loss or defeat. Nowadays, nobody ever admits what they're really truly going through on the inside. Nobody wants to talk about their struggles or their difficulties. And if they do, which is rare, they're normally on the upward trajectory of their recovery. For me, it was hard to pinpoint just one loss in particular in my life. I've lost friends, I've lost relationships, lost family, I've lost money, I've lost jobs, I've lost clients, I've lost businesses. I've lost a fair amount in my life, so I'm pretty well versed at knowing what it's like to lose. But at the same time, I'm experienced at picking myself up again. The main problem people have with rejection and defeat is they actually never really taste it. Their entire upbringing is really sheltered, and their friends and family never allow them to taste what the real world is genuinely like. And as a result, when they finally do lose or they suffer a setback, they completely spiral out of control. They simply cannot handle losing because they have never lost before. They believe life is easy and that things should just come to them easily as well. I mean, why shouldn't they, right? They've been told that they're amazing and they're deserving of success their entire lives. Or perhaps they've never even tried anything before in life, and this was their very first try. But then you look at all the people who are bouncing back and are making it in life, especially from defeat. For example, I tried to build a YouTube channel for almost 10 years. Had no success at all. I tried so many times, it was laughable. But now the SCG Show, as the point of me recording this, has over 3,500 subscribers, the most I've ever had. I could have given up, I could have wallowed, but I chose not to. I will show you how to do this practically as well. So here are 5 ways for you to bounce back from a loss. The very first step in recovering and bouncing back from a loss is to genuinely look at what has happened in your life up to this point. Whatever your loss or defeat may be, I'm here to tell you that I know that feeling all too well. I'm very familiar with it. It feels like a sucker punch in the stomach that just hurts so much. Your heart aches, your head is heavy, you can't even eat, sleep, anything. You've just been spiraled out of control. That's why initially you must take a break for however long you need to. No work, no socializing, nothing. You need to go back to basics. Take a vacation or time away and just grieve the loss and the defeat. Cry, moan, shout, scream. Get it out of your system. Allow your body and yourself to emotionally react to this scenario. This is so needed and vitally important. Because after a while, you'll start to think a lot more clearly. When I lost the business a few years back, I did exactly this. I spent 2 weeks at home crying, sobbing. I was so depressed. Why me? I said to myself over and over. But then after the tears subsided, I analysed what went wrong, logically. I looked over the data. I looked at almost every outer perspective I could. Then the answers came to me. Oh God, I overspent, I said. The business was way too short-term and risky. I had no plan B, no plan C. I was jotting all the ideas down, and suddenly I could see exactly where I went wrong. I grieved and analysed. So ask yourself this question. What went wrong? Did your business fail? Did you get divorced, or have you just been dumped? Did you struggle to stay sober despite making that necessary change? Did you lose all your money in a very risky investment? You can apply this to any loss, even a breakup, which is exactly what I did. I was crying all over a split to then realise I was actually dating a narcissist. To bounce back from a loss, grieve first and then analyse what went wrong. The next step will require an enormous amount of logical thinking and maturity from you, and that is to try and find the positive in your loss. Funnily enough, people have always said I'm actually a negative person. To be honest, I'm actually more of a realist more than anything. I believe in real situations and scenarios and try and improve on them, make them better. When my father was critically ill, even if he pulled through, he would never have been the same man again. He would have been scarred for life and possibly burdened to a wheelchair. So I told myself that his passing, although absolutely tragic, as he was very young, was the best for him, as he was suffering too much. And his new life, had he pulled through, would have been dreadful for him as well. Therefore I saw a positive in a loss. The same went for a business that I lost. Whilst I did extremely well, it had no substantial future in it at all. Now one of my new businesses is this very channel, the SCG Show. If I had not tried to salvage an already failing business, I would never have had the chance or the desire to ambition to start this channel, which I must say I'm extremely proud to be a part of. Let me give you the example of a recent breakup as well, finding the positive. I was on my knees, crying my eyes out, woe is me, etc. But then I did my research and I realised, oh my god, I was dating a narcissist. It was the catalyst for this channel. This channel was born out of a breakup. And if you do not know, staying with a narcissist can lead to disaster. So the positive in my breakup was that I saved myself, hopefully, future turmoil. Imagine having that mindset for all our setbacks. We would never be so reactionary or suffer so much in defeat. We would see the good in the bad. We would learn to turn a new leaf. When one door closes, another one always opens. Number 3. What did you learn? When we suffer from a loss or defeat in life, there's always a life lesson. Even when it does not make any sense at all, there is always something you can learn from any defeat of any kind. So if I ask you the very same question I asked myself and have asked many times, what have you learned from this loss? I will list now all the things I've learned from losses in my life, not to brag, to maybe give you some inspiration. There could be breakups, deaths, business failings, and so on. I've learned to never be so naive. I've learned to respect my elders. I'm not as wise as I think I am. I've learned that life is short, and if anything, the last couple of months or years has taught us that life is shorter than we thought. To never also keep up with the Joneses and try to impress people that I really dislike. To never be arrogant. You can't know anything and be arrogant and show off to people all the time. To be more grateful and realise that life is a blessing. To never take anything for granted. Just because you think it's here today doesn't mean that it'll be there tomorrow. And never rush into anything as well. Take your time. Never flog a dead horse like a bad relationship. Assume the worst in people when there's good people. Stop overthinking things. To not lie. To not cheat. To not gamble. To make money. Never gamble. To never not take calculated risks. Not assume everybody likes me. Believe there are not any good people in this world. To not steal. To be hung up about one person. To not tolerate bullying and not stand up for myself. Or harassment. Never put all my eggs in one basket. Look, this list can go on and on. But put a fresh perspective on your loss and ask yourself that question and be honest with yourself. What have you, forget other people, what have you learned from your loss? Number 4, research new ideas. And by this stage, hopefully you have analysed and grieved over your loss. Then you've learned the necessary lessons and mistakes as well too. Well, now it's time to pull our socks up and do the work. Okay, it's time to start officially bouncing back. With experience in our arsenal and defeat on the chin, we can move on up. We can now go on this new path, walk on a different street. When I lost my business, I spent weeks after my sabbatical learning new ideas. I now have several businesses, when before I only had one. When I lost my girlfriend, I did the healing and work to start dating again when I was ready. And not only was I dating again, but I was also identifying red flags to avoid making the same mistake, aka ending up with another narcissist. When I lost my father, I started to learn how to help with others with grief as well. Google is your friend. It is how you discovered this video, perhaps, meaning that all the answers are out there. You just need to start doing the research. Through my breakup healing, I was inspired to start this channel, and as a result, I have a blog and a channel, and I offer coaching as well. Through my loss, something fantastic was born. You can do this too. You too can bounce back from a loss. Use me as your inspiration. Start researching new ideas, new ways to live. Have a new philosophy for living. If you suck at dating, start learning ways to improve yourself. If you want to start a business, do the research. Thousands are starting businesses every single day all over the globe. If you want to learn how to heal from a death, reach out to forums and communities only, and they will be there to help you and people to get you through the process. Do not dwell and wallow in self-pity. Do the work. Start researching. Let's get you back on your feet ASAP. Number 5. Go again. So by this stage, you've done all the necessary work to shift your mindset from a defeatist to that of a winner. There's only one thing left to do. Go again. It's time to date again. It's time to work on that business idea again. It's time to start living again. What's the alternative? You can just throw yourself a pity party for the rest of your life, wasting time, energy, and making everybody miserable. Whilst instead you could be working on yourself and rebuilding your life from scratch. J.K. Rowling initially suffered poverty and now is one of the richest authors in the world. Robert Downey Jr. was a drug addict who went clean and sober and is now one of the highest paid and most successful actors on earth. I'm sure you know plenty of other people who have bounced back from a loss, so you're in really good company. One thing in common though is they still go for it. They never gave up completely. They did what was hard and their lives became easier again. They took the necessary risks and they went again. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times until he discovered the light bulb. Most people cannot handle even one failure, let alone 10,000. My advice is to please keep going and go again. You can turn your life around, I promise you can. You just need to believe in yourself, which you should. Do not let your latest defeat or loss be your final defeat. So, in summary of how to bounce back from a loss, analyze what went wrong. Find the positive. Ask yourself, what did you learn? Research new ideas, and please promise me that you'll go again. Thank you so much for watching.